Hey guys, it's Blake from You've Got Tech, and actually, first off, that's how we're going to be presenting ourselves now. So whether it's me or whether it's Andrew making a video, we're going to be saying our names from You've Got Tech and then beginning the video. So, true to form, let's get started. So first off is going to be a response to, hopefully if you've seen my last video, the iOS 5 Beta 5 Small Observations video. And if you're my subscribers, then you definitely have. Thank you for that, guys. Thumbs up. Well, okay, so if you aren't a subscriber though, I noted in that video that certain apps, if they had a gloss effect already applied in their framework, well, iOS 5 Beta 5 would double apply that gloss effect. And the prime example I gave was, hold on, let me autofocus here, was MLB.com at bat 11. And I said and showed very obviously that it was very, very washed out and overly gray and not really dark enough. And then the other two examples I gave were Google Plus being extremely washed out, just like MLB.com 11, and Facebook. However, Facebook was a little bit harder to see on camera. But now, if you compare this with that video, you will definitely see a difference. So, it definitely fixed that. So, Beta 6, well, it gets a thumbs up again. Now for the second thing, and it's actually in the Messages app. Before I do anything, you can clearly see that iMessage is in the center of that speech bubble. And in all previous beta builds, there would be certain situations where all of a sudden you'd send the text and you'd clearly see that the line formatting or the text formatting was about a quarter of a line, maybe a half of a line below where it's supposed to be, and your text just would not look right, and you'd have to quit from multitasking and restart the Messages app. You wouldn't lose any text or anything, but it would fix that bug, and it would come up from all different situations. The one situation that I noticed it would always come up from, though, was copy and paste. And when you copied and pasted something and sent it, it would automatically cause the word iMessage. As you can see, Beta 6, however, it would cause iMessage to be basically around this gray bar here, or slightly below the gray bar, and you would clearly see that it was not centered properly, and the text was aligned below where it's supposed to be. But in Beta 6, you can see that I sent that text, and it was a link from a website that I copied, and iMessage is still in the center of the bubble. So that glitch has been squashed. And actually, guys, that is definitely the theme of Beta 6. It is a glitch killer, and that's always a good thing. So, if you were to ask me, would there be a Beta 7 right now, only from this point of view that Apple probably will string along one more, just because if they continue on the 2-week release cycle, well, it would basically coincide with a fall release, which doesn't really start until September 21st or 22nd, depending on where you are. And also, I do think that because of iCloud and iWork, for iCloud beta, all that stuff, even if I can't really find any more glitches, I'm sure there are some back-end glitches and some iCloud glitches. Just stuff that they really have to finish and get their last build out before the GM, which everything should be perfect with. And, lastly, they're probably going to release the iPhone 5 or 4S, whatever you want to call it, maybe halfway, maybe second or third week of September. And if they were to release one more beta build, Beta 7, and then that would get them to the announcement day, and then on the announcement day of the iPhone 5, let's call it that for now, they would release the GM to the public. So, in Beta 7, I think that there probably won't be, just like Beta 6, there probably won't be any visual changes, but again, it will be a glitch killer. And so, lastly, and this is actually something I'm not going to show you, just because for time reasons there's no reason to show you it, I'll just explain it. In the previous video, which was, I brought it up earlier, I'm not going to say it again, I showed that the iPad, when you closed the app, or any app, with 4 fingers, the multi-touch gesture, it would have a whooshing, or I called it zooming, effect on all the 4 corners, and you would clearly see the animation, and it was actually pretty cool. I liked it. But, we'll call it a glitch for now because it has been axed, again, I'm using that term, in Beta 6, and on my iPad it is not present anymore. So lastly, guys, I did want to mention that I did my update for Beta 6 over the air on both my iPad and iPhone, and for a 144 megabyte, I think that was the exact number, download, that is a download and install. I think that's probably about a good ratio of time. So you could look for about a 10-minute process over the air updating. and also that my gloss effect problem with certain app icons was completely fixed without a need to restore. This is what I thought was pretty cool. Without a need to restore any of the apps, because over the air doesn't get rid of any of your apps or anything. It keeps all your data, keeps everything the same, just gets rid of your photos. You just have to resync those. By the way, that, my opinion on that is that they'll probably fix the problem where you have to resync your photos by the GM, or the very latest, the public release. I don't expect them to have people resync their photos with every over-the-air update. But because it doesn't get rid of any of your app data, I didn't need to restore any of the app icons or any apps at all to get rid of that gloss effect. And in fact, the Delta update of 140 something megabytes did fix whatever code, and so it was completely iOS 5 beta 5 that caused the problem. Did fix whatever code that caused that glitch. Alright, random strangers. Yes, that was a Wheezy Waiter reference if you watch him on YouTube. So that's basically it for now, but be ready in the coming days. Very soon, there may be a video, might be a video on a tablet that could have been going for $99 over the weekend. So, post in the comments what you think that tablet could be. But its initials start with HP, and the last one starts with a T. So, be ready for that very soon. And, feel free to comment, subscribe, like, and hopefully do all three. Peace, guys.